Years ago, I was still already working with crystals and stones, and I started polishing stones. And I always had a certain affinity to a certain kind of mineral, calcite. But it's a pretty inert stone per se when you just find it or when it's in the rough state. And so one day I was sitting down on my machine and starting polishing calcite. And nothing happened really unusual till the very final stage of polishing. The moment I put the stone to the final polishing wheel, I had one of the most intense orgasms I can remember in my belly. Like the whole stone just like, boom! There was an incredible energy connection. It was just like my whole belly just opened up.
All of a sudden I saw this biggest dolphin swimming right at me. And it's like, I don't know what to expect. And I was like, you know, this big thing is going right at me. And when he was like about that far, he went underneath me, just along my body. And then I lost him because, you know, my visibility is very limited by the mask. So I am just, you know, he went his way. And then all of a sudden I felt his whole body pressed against my body. And again, I wasn't sure how to respond. I just relaxed and you know, received that pressure. And I was witnessing all the other couples. They were sort of swimming together. They were not actually pressing against each other. And so I didn't know what to make of that. He was just so close to me. And but that was only for a few seconds, but it was just this rush of energy, of this pure ecstasy. And it wasn't sexual because I was not sexually aroused, but it was the most amazing high, you know, it's like, and it didn't come and go. It just stayed. It stayed with me for a few days. It was like somebody showed me how to drive.
Sexuality is not unlike energy dancing with other beings and other types of situations. And that's where I begin to see a bridge between what I call shamanism and what I call sexuality. It's not about doing sex. It's about learning how to direct my energies, to intensify and direct my energies. And my perspective is that as we have more and more of these energies, we can develop these structures. But the key to understanding shamanism and the key to understanding the energy dance with a sexual partner is the ability to direct it. And I call that process intending. And as I've come to understand is that part of my shamanic infrastructure, and everyone's shamanic infrastructure, is something that I call, the long term would be interdimensional intent catalyst system. And it's basically somewhere in the navel. Some people call it, I think it's the same thing as what people call the Tantian. Some people may call it the Hara. But there literally is a structure that is either latent or active in all human beings that once it becomes activated and developed, we are literally able to direct our intent in a catalytic way to make these other things happen so that I can learn to expand my energies to someone 1,000 miles away and have energetic orgasms simply by holding our intent to connect energetically. So it's long distance energetic sex, but we don't take our clothes off and we're not masturbating. Well, I don't know what they're doing all the time. I can't see them. But you know, it's not so much a sexual encounter as an energetic dance. And by doing this, we are we're generating more energy to help develop ourselves even more. So it's an ongoing process. The more energy I have, the more development I can have. The more development I have, the more I can perceive, the more I can do. The more I can facilitate my own transformation, the more I can facilitate other people's transformation, or the transformation of the planet Earth.